Here, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh, hola, compadres. This is me back again with another Star Citizen video. You may be wondering what the heck is going on here. Well, this is my fish tank. And this is a flare item that I've acquired in the game, which doesn't really serve much of a purpose. It's just for relaxing at the end of a long day cruising through space, looking at my fishy swimming around happily in his tank. In all seriousness, no, this is a look at where it all started. The very first module that was shared with Star Citizen backers, the Hangar Module, and that's where my fish tank is located. So let's have a look inside the hangar. There it is in all of its glory. First thing you may notice is that it is quite big, which is excellent, because if it were really small, then you wouldn't be able to fit any ships inside it, which would be a tremendous shame. Okay. So now that the bad Mr. Bean impression is out of the way, what's the purpose of the Hangar Module? Well, this is your home away from home in the Star Citizen universe. Every player gets one starting location. You will be able to pick where your character's journey begins as you progress through the game, and the hangar will be where your ships are based. It will be your home planet, as it were, and yeah, from that point on you'll pick one of the ships that you've purchased or acquired, and will start your adventures through the verse. And yeah, you'll be able to rent other hangars on other planets if you want to store your ships there, but your home base will be the one that you always come back to. So this, in practical terms, sort of acts as a launching pad for various other modules of the game. Everything that's been added so far sort of built on the Hangar Module. So let's run around and have a look at what's inside here that's interesting. There's a couple of flare items. You've seen my fish tank now. These were granted to backers during the funding campaign. I backed all the way back in November 2012, which means I've acquired quite a number of backer rewards, pretty much everyone that there is that was given away. And these, as I've said, there's no real purpose to them. It's just nice to have some bragging rights, and you'll also be able to acquire some of these things in the game. You don't really need to spend any money on them. It's just nice to be able to display them. So this is a UEE war bond. We've recently declared war on the Vandul. That will be the story for Squadron 42 to tell, but I've now got 100 credit UEE savings bond, which means I'm funding the war effort as a proud citizen. So there you go. I have various ship models standing around in here, so I'm a model collector in game world as well as in real life. This is the Jean Cartual. Funny sounding name because it's an alien vessel. Apparently in the next patch this puppy will be hangar ready for the people that have pledged for it. It's a really cool looking alien vessel. Over here we've got the Robert Space Industries display case. There's the Aurora, which is the ship that I've got. I'll show you in a second. Here's a space for the Constellation and for the Orion. And over here we've got the MISC display case. That's the Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern. They're another fictional ship manufacturer in the Star Citizen universe. Here you have the Starfarer. Well, it's not there obviously, but it would go there if I had the model. The Freelancer, which I do have, and over there is the Hull series. So the hulls are the prime cargo haulers. This is just an empty glass cabinet, which I have no idea what it's there for, but well, there you have it. Over here is the Mustang series, the consolidated Outland Mustangs. I've only got the Alpha at the moment, but there's spaces for the Delta and the Gamma and the Beta and all of those other Latin letters. I've also got myself a cool calendar over here, which as calendars and desk pads and whatever normally go, is 2 years out of date. But yeah, this is to keep track of some of the more significant dates in the future year of, well, what would it be now? 2946 is where we are now in game terms. So yeah, nothing really much to do with this, it's just nice to have. I've also got my towel over here, there we are, with the UEE brand on it nogal. Don't leave home without it. It doesn't appear to be very useful at this point. There's also a locker with some equipment in here, if I remember correctly. My space boots! And some other random thingies which you also can't use at the moment, but all of this stuff will become useful over time. Apparently I'm also going to get a workbench at some point that I can use to do some equipment tweaking. So yeah, but in any case, that's some of the flair. Now let's run over here and have a look at my pride and joy. This is my actual ship that came along with my game package, the one that I'll be flying when we start playing the game, the final game. The Robert Space Industries Aurora Legionnaire 2944 model. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Isn't she a beauty? My little space brick. So yeah, not flyable where it is at the moment. There's no way to leave the hangar with your ship. But I am able to fly it in the first iteration of the Persistent Universe module, which I will show to you in another video. So yeah, there's further doors here along the side for if you have additional ships. The hangar can actually expand, so it's fully modular. This door would actually open and allow you access to another bay that's next door to this one. But since I only have the one ship, I've also only got this one bay at the moment. Now this particular hangar is called the Southland. That's the El Cheapy version. Better know, with a name like Southland, you ain't getting no luxuries, boy. No automatic landing for you. You can do it your damn self. There's also the business class hangar, the Revel & York or luxury hangar, and then there's the asteroid hangar, which from what I've seen looks really cool. It's located on the inside of an asteroid, as the name would suggest. But yeah, this is has a nice sort of rugged industrial look to it, which I quite like, to be honest. I'm not a guy for swanky looking hangars. This works just fine. So let's run over to this side of the podium. I'll quickly show you some of the other interesting goodies that are inside this hangar. This is the very first, very primitive iteration of a character creator or customizer. So you'll recall the other night when we were walking around in Area 18 on ArcCorp, everyone running around was dressed more or less like one of these guys. So you have here the outfits that are intended for use in Star Marine, which is the FPS in-universe arena shooter module. So you've got your good guys, the Marines, with light armor, which I'm currently wearing, the medium armor and the heavy armor, and then over here it would be the Outlaws, Outlaw Light, Outlaw Medium, and Outlaw Heavy. Whoa! There's the guy that so rudely ran over me in ArcCorp the other night. So yeah, if you want to look like a Robocop, that's the one to go for. I prefer the light armor because even at this early stage of the game, you can actually feel it making a difference to the way that your character moves. If he's wearing light armor, he runs significantly faster. Then over here, this is the sim pod. The purpose of the sim pod is to launch all of the game within game elements of the game. Haha, electronic access. Subtle reference there to an actual game developer. You know what we're talking about. So here's Arena Commander, which is a parts of which I showed you in previous videos, where you can practice your space flight skills. And then Star Marine, which will be released at some point in the future, is for you to hone your first person shooter skills. So if we quickly look at the Arena Commander side of things, you've got various game modes. Spectrum match would be against real players, drone sim against AI, so public or private matches, depending on whether or not you want to play with someone you know or just take a chance on playing with some strangers. Contacts list here on the left hand side, people you can invite to your games. This would be from your friends list. Here's your ship selection, and then the various game modes. Battle Royale is just basic free-for-all deathmatch. Capture the Core is their version of Capture the Flag, where one player gets to drag along some kind of engine core or something. Free Flight, which I've also showed to you, is just to fly around and get to know your ship with no enemies or other players around to worry about. Squadron Battle would be team-based deathmatch. And then there's Cooperative Vandal Swarm, the Gauntlet mode, which my brother and I played in one of our earlier videos. Then you've also got the racing modes, which I haven't shown you yet, maybe at some future point. There's 3 courses that you can race either against AI or against other players. That's pretty nifty. So yeah, and there's 2 different maps you can play on at the moment. Broken Moon I haven't showed you yet. This is Dying Star, which you have seen. So yeah, that is Arena Commander. Just get out of the sim pod here. There's one last thing I want to show you quickly before we wrap this video up. And that would be down here, the hollow table. So this is a tool for customizing your ship. It's still a work in progress, and not very user friendly from an interface point of view, so this is not one of the most popular aspects of the game currently, but it works well enough for what it does. So I'm currently on the ship selection screen. If you add more ships than the one, they would all be showing up here on the right hand side. If I go to the weapon selection screen, there's now a list of the weapons that I have available. What I can do now is I can drag one of these off of its hard points and then replace it with another weapon from my inventory. And if I now run back to my ship, you'll see that the weapon has actually changed. So let's maybe let's do another one. See, okay, I've got a Bulldog repeater in this nose hard point over there, and I've got an Omni Sky 3 laser cannon on that side. So if I drag the Bulldog out, I've got another Omni 3 that I can put in there, and then you have it. So I should now have 2 short stubby little laser guns sticking out the front of my ship. Let's switch off the hollow table quickly. There's a little bit of a UI bug, some residual UI elements that stay on the screen, but that'll be fixed in the next patch, so I'm told. And there we are. I've now got I think this is the M3A laser on the one side, and another one similar to that on the other hard point, and then I've got the 2 Omni Sky 3s at the bottom in place of the Bulldog repeaters that are normally there. So a little bit of mixing and matching of weapons. Up top there you'll see some cool bearing heat-seeking missiles, which the Legionnaire comes equipped with. Packs a little bit of extra punch. So yeah, that about wraps it up. One last thing that I quickly want to show you is where you launch into other areas of the game, also using the Hangar Module. Oh, here's another flare item that I've recently received. The AV8 Resilience Series Armor Chute. Very, very cool. Hopefully that'll keep me safe from FPS campers. If I run over here, here's my elevator, and with this I can actually launch into other areas of the game world that are currently available. So Area 18 R-Corp you've already seen. Next video we'll finally be diving into the Big Kahuna, the very first iteration of the persistent universe, or the baby PU as some people refer to it. But in any case, that's Port Olisar Crusader. And yeah, that will be for next time. So hope you enjoyed it, and cheers.